If you own a subscription brand, then this is one of the best Google Ads strategies that you can copy that's working today to add more new customers who are completely unaware of your product, which are facing the problem which your product solves. I'm going to take you through a client case study of the last 30 days for this supplement brand to give you a top of funnel cold traffic Google Ads strategy, which you can steal and apply to your supplement brand, which can get you thousands of new customers every single month. Just to go over the results of this strategy from the 18th of October when we installed Dripple Well to today, their break-even new customer ROAS, and it ought to be for your supplement brand as well, is around 1.05. And in this search campaign, there's 3 different ad groups. Product level awareness is 1.64, but for the problem aware, it's 1.52 for this keyword group and 1.21 for this keyword group. We're able to generate 11K in new customer value, completely cold new customers, new customer CPA. Their break even is around $65, and all of these are first order profitable, and it's a subscription offer, which means all we need to do is scale this up and continue to be first order profitable whilst having the subscription on the back end, because this brand's subscription rate is really high and their churn rate is really low. So that's the proof of concept. What I'm going to take you through is the ad strategy, the actual stats behind it, what the ads actually look like, the headlines, the descriptions, and then the funnel strategy behind it as well. So you can just copy and paste the strategy into your supplement brand and get results similar to this. Don't know who I am? My name is Jordan Bailey. I'm founder of Demand Capture. We're a Google and YouTube ads firm for D2C e-commerce brands doing between 7 and 9 figures per year. If you're spending around 100K per month on Meta right now, minimum, and you want to scale top of funnel traffic on Google and YouTube, then we are the firm to do it. If you want to learn more about what we do, we've got a free 4-hour Google Ads course in the description, as well as our link to our website where you can watch the VSL, check out our case studies, and then book a call with us if you want us to scale you on Google and YouTube as well. But with that being said, let's get into it. So as I alluded to, this is a search campaign, not a shopping campaign, not a PMAX campaign, not a YouTube campaign. This is a cold search prospecting campaign. And across this, we have 3 different ad groups. The first one here is the product keyword. So this is the product aware searches, people searching for this particular product that they sell, which is mushroom chews for dogs. Then we have 2 different angles, which have worked well on Meta, which we transferred over to Google. If you have something working well on Meta in terms of a particular angle, a particular pain point that people are facing, and they want to solve that and it's printing on Meta, chances are you can do it on Google as well. So what we've done is that we've taken the 2 angles which are working, and we thought about the type of search phrases people would search for if they were facing this problem and they wanted to find a solution to it. So the 2 ones here are IVDD and lumps on their dogs. So full of these keywords, there's around 5 to 8 high intent, long tail keywords and search phrases which people would be searching for, which are on broad match and exact match. This means we're getting broad match keywords and any search phrases which we're missing, but also the exact match version of those high intent, high volume search phrases, so we get the best CPCs and the best search impression share for those terms. As you can see over the last 30 days, the impressions on these are quite high. Impressions for the product is actually quite low, but for the problems, and this is what you'll find, your product aware impressions are going to be lower than the problem aware ones that you can get. You only have so much search volume on your product category, but if you're able to advertise into the problem aware and completely unaware audiences, which are already searching for solutions to the problems that they're facing on Google, then you're able to 4x, 5x the amount of impressions that you're able to get on search, which then allows you to scale and spend more top of funnel traffic on Google search. Most people get stuck either at their brand name, which is dog, but then they only get stuck at their product category. If you then start thinking about the problem category, which is the problems that your product solves, then you're able to increase the amount of impressions that you're getting. And these are all completely cold searches. People are completely unaware of the product themselves. So these are guaranteed to be new customers. As you can see from the total conversions over this, only 2 out of the 169 purchases which happened over the last 18, 19 days or so were returning customers. The rest of them are completely new customers. And this is what you want on Google. If you're trying to acquire new customers, you need to advertise in a way which is going to acquire new customers. Otherwise, you're just attributing conversions to people who were already going to buy from you in the first place. These sales were already going to happen. And if you're not putting your advertising dollars towards sales that weren't going to happen if it weren't for the ad, then you're wasting your ad budget. And all we care about here at Demand Capture is new customers. We don't care about branded searches. We have brand search campaigns, that's fine. But they're at least like 3 to 5% of all the budget that we manage. 95% of the budget that we manage is truly cold customers, top of funnel campaigns for people who are completely unaware. And we've done the same here for this search campaign. So keep in mind that these are all completely cold new customers that have come through. We're getting click-through rates on these ads of 9%, 12.85%, 9.60%. CPCs for these cold terms around $1. So as you can see, it's super cheap to advertise to these problem terms because none of your competitors are advertising on these angles. And because of the copy that we use, meeting people exactly where they're at the moment that they search for these search phrases, the problem of which they're looking for a solution for, then we're able to get super high intent click-through rates, which you'd never be able to do on Meta, never. And so what are the ads which are getting CTRs like this on completely cold, problem-aware searches? It's headlines like this. So just for an interest in this, these are some of the search phrases that we're using, but we always have all of the headlines maxed out. We have 15 different headlines that we've given to Google to be able to put the best headline that it thinks it will get the highest click-through rate in front of that person. Google knows your customer way more than you do. So if you only use one headline, then it's only going to use one headline for all of the people that's searching for it. But if you give it a plethora of different multitude of headlines, dynamic headlines that it can adjust and response to depending on the search phrases which people are searching and actually who that person is, then Google's going to give you a higher CTR because you're giving them a lot more assets to be responsive with. What you'll notice at the top here is this dynamic keyword insertion here. If you put these type of brackets around here, and then what this will do is dynamically the search phrase, the exact thing that people typed into search, which means that what they searched is exactly what they're seeing in terms of the first headline that they see. And this actually increases click-through rates. And the reason why is because what they searched and the actually ad that they see themselves is completely aligned and congruent exactly. So if someone searches for something and an ad comes up saying the exact thing to the letter that they searched for, then they're instantly going to click it. And this is what we see all the time. So we always add at least one dynamic keyword insertion for our headlines within our search ads. And usually this is formed around the main problem that they want to stop. For this keyword group, it's stop new lumps forming. As you can see with the rest of the headlines, they are all matched to the broad category of search phrases which we're targeting on the search ads. The same thing applies to the descriptions as well. You only get 4 of them, but you can still do a dynamic keyword insertion for the descriptions, which means that the exact search phrase that they search is also going to be duplicated in the descriptions. And again, even though it's duplicated and even if it might not make sense in a responsive search ad, it increases click-through rates to where we're able to get close to 13% click-through rates on these cold terms. This is the exact ad that we're using. So copy this for your brand and you'll be able to get click-through rates like this on these cold terms. And this is what the ads look like. So if someone searches stop lymphomas naturally, they'll see stop lymphomas naturally and then a second headline after that, which is the highest click-through rate asset which Google thinks will convert. Then you'll have the description, which is here, and this will sell them on the reason to click. You don't want to do any selling here. You just want to sell the next step within your funnel, which is to get them to click. So all of our descriptions are geared towards investing them and increasing the temperature and the buying intent of them wanting to click to investigate more in terms of the solution of the problem that they're facing. And of course, the last piece of the puzzle is the product image itself, or a lifestyle image of the product being used or the problem being solved by the product. Use either of those 3 images on your search ads and that'll take up the most space on the page to enable people to click more. The bigger the ad and the bigger the space that you take up on the search engine results page, the more likely someone is to click. All 3 of these reasons, the headlines, the descriptions, the keywords that we're using, is the reason why we're getting these click-through rates on these ads and these results with this amount of spend. All we need to do is scale it up and you can copy this for yourself as well. But that's just the ad. That's one part of the funnel. You also need the rest of the part of the funnel to make this strategy work. So I'm going to take you through that now. Of course, I'm not going to dox my client in terms of the pages that they're using. You're going to have to figure this out yourself, but this is the general strategy that we're using. First, it's the ad. It's a problem-aware ad, which we've already covered. Then we're getting to an advertorial. For this particular funnel, it's a first-person point of view story-based advertorial. So it's from a concerned person who is facing this problem, them going through the problem, the experience of it, increasing the buying temperature and the stakes, and then presenting the solution. Next, we have a PDP, which is geared all towards subscriptions. It's a subscription-first brand. It's a supplement. You should be going straight for subscriptions, which enables us to spend more to acquire a customer because our CAC to LTV ratio is at least a 3 to 1. Our take rate on the subscription on this is insane. It's plus 60%. And because our churn rate is so low, our LTV is massive. And because it's a really painful, die-hard problem, people are still paying for this on every single month's cohort to this day. And the good news is that we are first order profitable. So we're just increasing the spend on this from 200 a day to 400 a day to 600 a day. As we scale, still first order profitable at our break-even ROAS. One side point, as months go by, you want to reanalyze the cohort which came in through that specific channel. So we know that Google has a different AOV to Meta, different churn rate to Meta, different LTV to Meta. So we're able to advertise on that channel specific to not the whole brand's LTV and AOV and churn rate, but specifically to that channel, so we make it much more efficient. You should be doing that too. Channel-specific analysis on the cohort to understand your CAC to LTV ratio per channel. We do that on Google and YouTube specifically. Next, after they go to the PDP, there's checkouts and there's one-click upsells all over this. We just want to AOV max and make sure that we're getting as much money on the first order as possible, and then our back-end systems will take care of the rest. Lastly, we have an upsell VSL, which brings a no-brainer OTO1, which is selling them more of what they already just bought. The easiest customer to sell is the one that just bought from you, which means if they just bought the product, then if you give them a compelling reason to buy more of the product at a no-brainer discount, then they're going to buy it because they're going to need it to actually see the result of what they bought into. They're not buying the product, they're buying the solution to the problem that they're facing through your product. They're buying the transformation that they're going to have by using your product. And so if you say you need more of the product over a longer period of time to face the transformation, that's an easy way to position you selling more of the same product that they just bought to them, which increases your AOV on first order and allows you to spend more to acquire the first customer because your customers are worth more than your competitors. So that's the breakdown of the exact Google search ad strategy that which you're using to scale this supplement brand. I guarantee if you implement this strategy and stop just advertising for your brand, stop just advertising for your product category, but start advertising for your problem-aware searches that your market is facing, then you're going to be absolutely printing with your supplement brand. We see best results with supplement brands on this, but even if you're not a supplement brand and you got to the end of this video, you can see results of this as well. Just think in terms of advertising to the problem-aware and unaware people in your market, as opposed to just your product category, and you're going to absolutely print on Google search ads. If you want us to copy and paste paste this strategy into your e-commerce brand, then click the link in the description to visit demandcapture.com and book a call with me and I'll speak to you there. And if you want another case study and breakdown insight into this search ad strategy, which we use for another supplement brand, it's part of our 4-hour Google Ads course. You can click the link on screen to watch that there. I'll see you in that video.